Hello students, this is me Saurabh and today we are going to start with the new chapter of Hornbill, that is the 6th chapter, the Browning version, written by Terence Rattigan. So let's continue with the chapter today, where we are going to study about the conversation between two people. One is a student and the another one is the teacher. So here we are going to study that how they both converse among each other about Mr. Crocker Harris. So let's begin now. This is an excerpt from the Browning version. The scene is set in a school. Frank is young and Crocker Harris middle-aged. Both are masters. Teplo is a boy of 16 who has come in to do extra work for Crocker Harris. But the latter has not yet arrived and Frank finds Teplo waiting over there. So here narrator tells that the small boy of 16 years is right now waiting for his teacher, Mr. Crocker Harris, the one who have to come but yet have not arrived. And now with the time being, one of the another teacher whose name is Mr. Frank has now arrived and asks to the boy that why you are sitting over here. So this boy told that because he was absent on one of the day, that's why his work is left, which he is sitting and completing right now, and for what this Crocker Harris have called him. So now they both are sitting over there and waiting for Mr. Crocker Harris. Here now the conversation started when Frank says to that Teplo, "Do I know you?" And then Teplo answers that, "No sir." So here like this, the conversation is going to be started between both the persons, those who are sitting over there right now, Mr. Frank as well as Teplo is a student in the lower 5th form. He does not know whether he will get his division alright or not. He tells Mr. Frank that Mr. Crocker Harris does not tell them the results like the other masters. Frank informs Teplo that there is a rule that form results should only be announced by the headmaster on the last day of the term. Teplo says that no one except Mr. Crocker Harris pays attention to it. Frank then asks Teplo what he would like to study if his result is favorable. Teplo indicates his presence for science. Frank remarks that they get all the slackers in science. Teplo disagrees with him and says that he is extremely interested in science. Frank observes frankly that he is not interested in the science he is to teach. Teplo on the other hand finds the study of Greek play Agamemnon muck. His objection is to the way the play is taught to them. Just a lot of Greek words strung together and 50 lines if one gets them wrong. Teplo's answers show that he is feeling a bitter. Frank is surprised that Teplo has come in to do extra work even on the last day of school. Teplo says that he missed a day last week when he was ill, so he has to put in extra work. The weather is quite fine and he might be playing golf. He knows that Mr. Crocker Harris must be quite busy, then he is leaving the school for the good the next day. The conversation then shifts to Mr. Crocker Harris. Teplo had asked him the previous day if he had given him a good division and he said that he had given Teplo exactly what he deserved, no less and certainly no more. Teplo is afraid that he might have marked him down rather than up for taking extra work. The man is hardly human. Frank then encourages Teplo to repeat the remarks of Mr. Crocker Harris. Frank does not find his imitation up to the mark and asks him to read his Ecclesiastes and be quiet. Frank suggests to Teplo that he might cut the class and play golf as Mr. Crocker Harris has not turned up. Teplo is shocked at the suggestion as he can't think of ever doing so. Frank envies Mr. Crocker Harris for the effect he has on the boys. They seem scared to death of him. Teplo says now here, Croc is not a sadist like other masters. He would not be so frightening if he were. It would then seem that he had some feelings. He seems dry like a nut and hates people to like him. Still Teplo likes him. Sometimes Mr. Crocker sees it and he shrivels up even more. So here students, the narrator want to say about the story that now the Teplo then relates an incident when his master related one of his classical jokes in the class, where nobody laughed as they couldn't understand it. And Teplo laughed as he knew he had meant it as funny. He felt sorry for his master for having made such a poor joke. Teplo has forgotten the joke but offers to imitate the reaction of Mr. Crocker Harris. The laughter of Mr. Frank encourages Teplo to do so. Frank seems to enjoy the joke and asks Teplo to tell it to others. So here actually, this was actually wrong, that one of the teacher was having fun, that means about another teacher. So this encourages such type of students to do some funny mistakes and imitates their teachers. So now, at last, in the meanwhile, Millie Crocker Harris enters now, who is actually the wife of Mr. Crocker Harris. Frank and Teplo are surprised to see her. Teplo is afraid that she might have overheard their joke. If she told her husband, Teplo's division would be in danger. Frank dismisses his fear. Millie tells Teplo that her husband is at the Bursars and might be there quite a time. She says that if she were Teplo, she would go. So here, at last, Teplo is filled with doubt. He says that Mr. Crocker Harris had especially asked him to come. Millie then suggests that he might run away for a quarter of an hour and come back. So Teplo is still uncertain and wonders what will happen then if he gets there before his arrival. Millie offers to take the blame, and then she asked him to do something, that is, she then hands him over a prescription and asks him to go to the chemist and get it made up. And here, thus, he can do a job for him. Teplo agrees, and finally, at the last of the story, he leaves the room. So like this, that means the story was ended. So now, this was the end of the story. Now we will meet again with the next video with new chapter. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy and stay at home. Thank you so much.